Okay, so we had to do, this is part two. It's hard out here for a pimp since I got cut off. And I do recall where I got cut off at. And that was like, so you have to start yourself, start getting yourself together. And what I mean by that, in that mind of, controlling your pimpism, being, your pimp, if this is a situation where your bag and your mental, your emotional, and your money are all involved, okay? Because first of all, when you're doing little things to do what there's sacrifice. You have to place yourself in sacrificial territory. Like maybe you have to get a roommate, and that's not what you really want, but you have to secure the bag, so you have to get a roommate. So this is you controlling your pimp. However, you can't control this individual, how they act, how they talk, things that they do, that affect you financially, mentally, emotionally. All of these things we have to, of course, take into consideration. So there's a lot of reasons and a lot of things that can happen along the journey of you saying, hey, I'm a pimp, I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna do what it is that I need to do, and that'll place you in a precarious situation. And there's many situations, that's just one of them that I'm giving. So however, again, today in this video, I have to get rid of the things that are burdening me mentally, emotionally, and wearing me out and placing me in a precarious situation and have me in my feelings about certain things. And my life, I don't have the room to do so. Now I am placing myself in situations where then I can go ahead and I can let this situation go. I can let this bag go because I'm making sure that I'm doing what it is that I need to do to move forward and to move on. So go ahead, slowly start getting yourself out of the situation. Slowly start putting yourself and elevating yourself, whatever it is that you need to do in your pimpism, in your control, being the true pimp that you are. Because, again, we all have to pimp our situations or pimp ourselves or place ourselves in some situations in order to get some things done, because we're in it. We're in a time, but it's all out here for a pimp. And when I just see all of these, people just putting up with things just to have a man or just to have a woman or just to be taken care of, it just says a lot about your character and your self-esteem. And you don't have to do any and everything and have lowered self-expectations because you're going through it. You definitely don't want anyone to call you and talk about you behind your back. And your family, friends, and co-workers are calling you a damn idiot. That's not what you want, is it? Are you going to call? You don't want anyone to do that. And people do talk. People are always going to talk. You know what I mean? You need to say, you need to get your act together.
Goodbye.
And let that person know in that situation know that you're not with it. You're not for it. You can't do it. It is too much for you because your mental and your emotional matters. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to make emotional decisions. Again, that takes me back to the pimp thing of, the reason why they could abuse these women because they weren't emotionally attached to them. They wouldn't beat their mother like that. They wouldn't beat their auntie, their grandmother, their sister like that. They wouldn't do that. So because they're not emotionally attached. So there are times that you have to get into the thing where you don't put yourself in a precarious situation, and you're there and you have to get out. You have to get out. Please, I say to you again, is this thing on? Is my mic sounds nice? Is this thing on?
May I have your attention, please?
You don't want to be that. So therefore, I am placing myself in a situation to get myself out of the situation because I was securing a bag. This bag was good to me. This bag was great for me. But I have to let it go because I refuse to accept all of the garbage that comes with it. When you have a side chick, there is garbage that comes with that when you're in a whole relationship. When you have a side dude, there is a whole lot of garbage that comes with that. When you place yourself in that situation, you have to deal with the side effects of being a side dude or a side chick. You have to deal with that, regardless if it's a baby, if it's financial, if it's being outed, regardless. You know what I mean? Just not only celebrities get outed on social media. You know what I mean? We have this wonderful invention called, a cell phone, and people take videos and pictures every day of your life because you putting it out there. So come on, please, please, please.
Please, 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 please.
Get your act together. Get your act together because you don't want anyone to have you out here and, you're just falling apart. Be a pimp. Control your situation. And I say this because I have mad love for you. I do.
I love you.
I really do. I really care about your mental and emotional. You don't have to lower yourself. You don't have to have a baby by an NBA, NFL rapper, celebrity, superstar, or a drug dealer, dope dealer. He's got a 6-figure income. You're the side chick, whatever the case may be, just so that you can secure a bag. There's repercussions with that. You have to raise that child. You have to deal with this individual who really didn't give a darn about you from 21 Jump Street, all because you wanted to secure the bag. You should have been in control of your emotions and your mental ability of the real truth of being a pimp was just not there. And guess what? When my nerves are shot and a situation is not working for me, honey,
I tried, and you know what I found out? That I can't. No, I've looked into it, and I found out that I can't. I've researched it, and I found out that I can't.
I really can't. I can't with you guys. It's over, and I just be a pimp.
Hey, Clevis! Wake up! The show room! Oh, yeah! Check it!
I just can't do it. So, again, let me recap, let me regroup and whoop whoop. I know that a lot of people have, and I've placed myself in precarious situations. And again, I said I would always be transparent, direct, and spew my truth. Growing up, I have placed myself in a lot of precarious situations that no one should ever be in, and you have to learn from those lessons. Now, one of the lessons that I did learn is not to solely and wholly be dependent upon a man for everything. Not that I don't have anything against men. I am not male bashing, none whatsoever. However, I was told that the living situation that I had growing up as a child, and I was told this. So I took that to heart because I seen what this person that was very close to me went through. And with me seeing what them going through, I wanted to make sure, way before the hashtag secure the bag and get the bag and all of that came out, it was take care of yourself, take care of your home. Always make sure if you never have lights, gas. My mother always told me, she said, always keep a roof over your head. So my common sense thinking is that what I should do is, so that I'm not dependent upon a man, I don't want to get acclimated to a man paying my bills. Neither do I want to get acclimated to a man paying my rent, my car note, my insurance, or anything. It dawned on me, the more power you give a man, the more power he has over your life, especially if you haven't said I do or I did or look, I is married now. If you haven't done that, then there's nothing that is contractual or what have you, or a verbal agreement that I am to take care of you and not to have anything to do with you or any power. So it clicked on in my head, and it was like an epiphany. And I said to myself, take care of your own home, and that I don't have to open up my legs to sleep with any man or any woman or whatever, trisexual, try something new, and place myself in a precarious situation in order to get anything from a man. Now, I do believe that a man should be the head of the household, and a woman should submit to her man, and he should pay the bills. Now, we're living in a different time. Now, not everyone is making close to a 6-figure. $60,000 does not, 45, 50,000 doesn't take you far on the West Coast and on the East Coast. You could probably do that in the South, but how many jobs are you going to get making $70,000, $80,000 a year in Alabama, or Tennessee? I'm not sure what the ratio of a person getting that type of money, for work. So $40,000 would do someone like myself, or 45,000 because I'm single I would be wonderful with $37,000. And some people say that's no money, but in where I live, that's money. I could actually live in a condo in a loft and pay a car and don't have car insurance and money to spend. Let's be clear. Where I'm coming from right now. But at the end of the day, this was my thinking. So I had to pimp what it is that I needed to get and pimp whatever situation. And it is not me placing, I place myself in precarious situations. So therefore now, as being older, I don't have that sense of, let me go ahead and I did this very young. This was a very young toy saying that I'm not going to sleep with someone. If I'm sleeping with you and I'm being promiscuous, I'm being promiscuous. I'm having sex with you because that's just what I was thinking and what I wanted to do at that time and portion of my life, so it is what it is in regards to that. However, as I got older, if I'm sleeping with you and we're in a relationship and we're dating and we're together, of course, my father was the epitome or the epitome of taking care of his woman and taking care of his home. And I believe that all men should do that. And I believe that women should, if this is the woman that you're with or this is the woman that you're seriously dating, I do believe that. A lot of men have an issue with that, and this is just how I feel because this is what I saw growing up with my father and his father and my mother's father and things of that nature. So I grew up with that type of setting where a man took care of the woman that he loved and she took care of him. And lots of us women now in this day and time with the financial crisis and all these different things that are happening, there has to be a 2-income household, especially if they're children. So, we have to do what we've got to do. People who are starting businesses, they're getting side hustles to make ends meet. So yes, you do need to be a pimp. Maybe you do need to utilize certain things. Utilize comes from the root word use. So you may have to use some people and utilize and put your ducks in a row or gather some things, but not abuse the situation and take advantage of a situation depending on what that situation is. If someone says, hey, I know you're out of work. I've got, I'm going to pay your cell phone bill for 3 months until you get on your feet. Well, then you got to take advantage. You got to make sure look, let me make all the calls. Let me get out here and do everything I can to secure a bag, while I don't have to pay for my cell phone bill. And so that within this 90 days, I can go ahead and I can pay my own. Whatever the case may be, there's a lot of different situations and scenarios that I can present to you and I can give to you. However, again, this video, this day, I have to be the pimp where I have to... There's a lot of things that are underlying within my situation. And within my situation, I have to be careful not to be emotional. I have to be careful not to say the wrong thing, but to continue to say the right thing. And my mindset, I want to say the wrong thing, but that would be emotional. And so now I have to set myself up. I have to build my blocks and I have to think with a bigger a more introspect and a larger perception and perceive from different angles of what's going on in my situation. But however, I am not going to stay in the situation. I am going to walk out of the situation and I'm going to say goodbye to the situation because that's what it is. It is OVA, over. That's what it is. And so I don't want to lower my standards. Neither do I want to lower myself. I don't want to continue the oh my gosh, continue the BS, the rhetoric, the unnecessary havoc that it cost me to have this bag. So therefore, I could not be, to the thoughts out there, because I've never been a thought. When I say promiscuous in the previous video, I mean, saying that I've been that. No, I've not been that. No men can accuse me like 7 men have hit this, and they all know each other, that kind of thing. Like it can't 10, 12 dudes knowing the one. I'm saying there's been some instances like, oh my gosh, you know him, like the world is small and 6 degrees of separation. However, not all the boys in the hood can say, oh yeah, I've hit that. No, that's not not here.
Get out of here, man.
Not here. So at the beginning and the ending of the day, no, that's not just toy talking too much. But you have to do what it is that you have to do. And I know it's hard out here for a pimp. And, we've got to lower ourselves. And I'm going to say that eventually I found out that I came to that I'm alluring myself to secure this bag. And it's really not a bag to secure, because this is what you're supposed to do just as an individual. However, the babies on the side, the worthless men just to have somebody to have sex with, and the worthless women just to have someone to have sex with, or to pay a bill. Like, if it's just, you're sleeping for bill money for change, because see, your change doesn't change anything for me. You've got to think bigger. How can someone invest in my business? Can you get me a bus pass so I can go back to school? Can you help me fix my car? Can you help me get a tire so I can get to work? This is, I need, because I got to keep continuing to secure this bag. Can you help me pay for training? Can you, help me? I'm doing bad right now. You got to be the pimp of your situation, whatever it is that is. But what I'm saying is just don't place yourself in lowered expectations to get it. Why draw all of the negative energy from it? Because you know what it is. When you get into it, you know what it was. You know what this is. You know what this is. So, you know what I'm saying? If I was that hoe over there and what have you, I would just be secure in the bag, honey. If you're going to be controlled, and it's hard out here for a pimp. And I'm speaking of men and women, both being pimps, mentally controlling getting a situation together, controlling. Like I said, you can't control people, but you can keep guiding it. And you can get what you need out of that situation. Whether it's a job, it's a hustle, a person. Some people overly take advantage. I'm not condoning using someone. I'm not condoning that behavior. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that there are times that you get into certain situations. And, why would you want to do certain things that's going to cause something you're going to have to remember for the rest of your life? Or it's going to cause extreme havoc. Is this thing on? And if you feel that it is about to cause extreme havoc, then you need to slowly get yourself out of the situation. And if you're going into the situation and you're being that hoe over there, and that could be a man or a woman, it's just not simply just a woman I'm speaking of. That could be a man or a woman, that hoe over there. Whatever it is, once you start sensing that the situation is changing, then you need to slowly get yourself out of that situation. If I could mentally wrap my mind around being this bomb Instagram chick or this bomb Facebook or whatever model or whatever case may be, and I could just woo men and have them pay car notes and car insurance and all of that and not have to work a day in my life, you better believe I'm going to have a degree. You better believe I'm going to have a business. You better believe every piece of money that you get, I'm going to be stacking and putting it somewhere in account. So when you leave, I'm good. When you bust a move, I'm good. When you say you no longer can pay the condo note, and before I move on to the next two, I've secured enough bag where I can at least take care of myself for at least 6 or 7 months, depending on what it is that you're getting. So that would be me, because forget about driving this, this Rolls Royce, this Bentley, this, car service, whatever car it is, Maybach. Forget about all of that, because you can take that back. Forget about, what I'm saying, that I'm living in your condo. I have a house that I can rent? Let me furnish my place. While you're giving me money, let me buy furniture. This is what my apartment going to look like, and go get me a public storage. That's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to put money in the bank and then this and that. I'm going to utilize it for what it is. I'm going to take advantage, man. I'm going to take advantage. So with that being said, let me get a drum roll, please. This Just Toy Talking Too Much is over, and I am out. And I just want to say, hey, I do understand, like, it's really hard. Like, I'm playing both sides of the fence, because I get why some men and women are doing what they're doing in order to make some things happen. I totally get it. And I get, you know what I'm saying? It's like you men and women, I get it. Like, you're doing whatever it is that you need to do. And everybody's bag is different. Some people's bag is money. Some people's bag is, sex. Some people bag is fame. Everybody has something in the back of their mind of what they feel is going to take them to make the next dollar, the biggest dollar in their life. And I get that. And then when you fall on hard times, now you got to go ask this, this bum, your ex, for some money. Or, maybe some men or women out here, I got, this, he really likes me. So she really likes me. So now I got to entertain them. Now I got to call them. Now I got to be bothered with them because I got to go get such and such. I don't have no gas. I don't have whatever the case may be. And so I understand that we all can be placed in those precarious situations where we have to do some things that we don't want to do. But at the beginning and the ending of the day, if you're going to be a pimp, and I know it's hard for us all because it's hard on a pimp like me. It's hard. It's HARD, hard for a pimp like me as well. Juggling so many things and so artistic in so many ways. And yet it's hard. It is. It's hard. I know. But we've got to keep it together. So with that being said, I want to say gratitude for tuning in to another episode of Just Toy Talking Too Much, where we talk real talk and talking cheap and talking with your friends. I can be found at Just Toy Talking Too Much on Instagram, Just Toy Written Expressions on Facebook, and it's www.justtoytalking2much.com. Go ahead and hit my thumbs up button, and I'll see you soon. Bye.